Greetings and welcome once again to my new calculus channel. So I'm going to be redoing a video I did earlier simply because it didn't come out right. And this is the video. So now, uh, Riemann actually came up with this crappy definition of integral. And we know it's wrong because if we look at the mean value theorem, which states that we can find the definition of integral simply by multiplying both sides by h. Okay, so if we multiply by h, then we have the definition of definite integral. So there was this garbage here, which I'll explain in a moment, is totally uh, unnecessary and indicative of the fact that these fools of mainstream mathematics have never understood calculus or the reasons it works. Okay, and the reason calculus works is due to the mean value theorem. And of course, this here is really just gibberish for a numeric approximation to the product of two arithmetic means. And I explain this in my article, okay, in this article here, to which I'll place a link, right? And also just let you know that Riemann didn't really contribute anything significant or anything of value to mathematics. For example, Riemannian geometry, that's a slap in the face of the ancient Greeks. There's only one geometry and all geometries come from it, and that geometry is Euclidean geometry. And of course, although this definition here is written correctly, you'll see how the fools on Wikipedia just mess up everything. As you go further down, you see this thing that says if f is Riemann integrable. I mean, what a bunch of absolute rubbish. Okay, this is trying to say, oh yeah, that f may not necessarily be the antiderivative. Well, if f is not the antiderivative, then you can't write this, you morons. Do you understand that? Because this comes from from the mean value theorem, which is the fundamental theorem of calculus, like I've just shown you. Okay, so you cannot write this. Let's see if is there a way I can actually write on this. Okay, you cannot write. Let me copy this. You cannot write this. Come on. You cannot write this unless this here is the antiderivative of f. And of course f and f, capital F, must be smooth. Okay, it's not sufficient, like Wikipedia says, for them to be continuous. So your buffoon mainstream lecturer or math teacher never understood these things. And by the way, that's not average, it's arithmetic mean, okay, or vertical line lengths. And same here. It's the arithmetic mean of the horizontal line lengths. Okay. And so that's really what a definite integral is. It's not this garbage, here. Okay. And somebody might say then, oh, well, look, you know what? We're actually we're not talking about what happens as idiot Riemann gets to infinity, because you can't get there. We're talking about what happens as you approach that value. Okay. Now, you can only say that something exists as a limit if there's a number there, but you don't know in all cases there's a number. In most cases, there isn't a number that you can write down. And you can't turn around and tell me that that 3.14159 is a number and it's pi. That's garbage. There's no such thing as an infinite decimal expansion, okay? Square root 2, pi, etc. Those so-called numbers, they're not numbers. They don't even exist as numbers. Okay, they're constants, and they're numeric approximations on numbers. But even though they represent those uh, so-called limits, which you don't know what the hell they are, they're not those values, okay? Because it doesn't matter how many digits of pi you have, it's not pi, okay? Anyway, I've written many articles on academia which can explain to you why the mean value theorem is a fundamental theorem of calculus and why you don't need Riemann integrable garbage or to learn about that shit or any of the hordes of shit that you learn in mainstream mathematics, okay? Because it is shit indeed. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please become one. Follow me on academia.edu, click like, and help me to earn a decent living, and I'll upload uh, more videos that you can learn from. And by the way, I do know better than everybody else. So you're hearing from the authority in mathematics. That's me. It's not any other nincompoop that won a Fields Medal or an Abel Prize or anything like that. I know better, and I'm telling you these things. So that's pretty much it. I'm John Gabriel. Till next time, this is a new